What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Fantasy Fellow Show. My name's Kyle. In this video, June 24th, we're doing my first Yahoo Fantasy mock draft. Excited about it. I have done, I think, 3 or 4 ESPN mock drafts. You guys can find the link for the playlist for all my mock drafts, and then there's going to be some best ball drafts too. But in this one, this is your Yahoo, standard settings 12-team league. I'm doing pick number 5. Let's hop into a screen share here, and I can show you guys what we got brewing here. And again, this is my first crack at Yahoo right now. I think I don't know what to expect. It looks like number 5, they're ranking us Austin Eckler. We are going to be pulling up my rankings along the way. And if you guys are new to the Fantasy Fellowship, definitely subscribe, like the video, all that good stuff. My 2023 playbook is completely free this year. You guys can go to thefantasyfellowship.com, click on the playbook. I got rankings, projections, everything you need in here to get you guys ready for the season. So check out the playbook. And then, throughout the video, we're going to be referencing my rankings here. Let me pull up my cheat sheet. And we'll go from here. It looks like the draft is starting soon in about 45 seconds. And I'm just super excited and curious to see what happens here on Yahoo. It looks like Christian McCaffrey is their top ranked player. I think they have do they have a draft? Yeah, they do have a draft board. So we'll look at that. Positions drafted. Okay. All right. And again, most of my leagues are still using ESPN. We use ESPN because we like the Sunday game tracker. It's literally the best one out there, especially if you have an iPad. It's pretty wicked. But let me turn the sound off on this sucker too. Let's see if I can find it. I do not see any noisemakers to turn off. The draft has started, so that's cool. There we go. Draft sounds. I'm trying to see. So here at the bottom right of the screen here is where we're going to see draft picks. I'm going to go to draft results, and we'll kind of just leave the draft board up. I wish I could minimize this thing. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. All right, that should be good. If you guys need me to tweak the screen share, let me know. But we're on the clock already. Jamar Chase, CMC, JJ, Bijan. We're up to pick now. We should probably just collect a running back. It's giving us Jonathan Taylor as the top guy here. But in terms of fantasy points, it says Austin Eckler, Saquon Barkley, even Tyreek Hill are projected more. So I'm gonna grab Austin Eckler here. Let's go ahead and how do I even do this? Yahoo. There we go. Draft. I'm so used to some of the other ESPN and like all the other best ball sites that I do. So it's kind of learning this together. But half PPR, Yahoo, mostly running backs here in the first round. And I'm more accustomed to full PPR leagues where they just go heavy wide receiver. It's interesting to see Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson, the only 2 receivers so far in the first round. I think Travis Kelce is a fine pick in these formats too. I'm going to go to my projections tab here. Let's go to my flex tab and let me filter by half PPR. And I'm just curious, where my rankings say these guys. So Austin Eckler is my second ranked half PPR guy. So I love that. I think he should be the first running back taken. Bijan Robinson's a top 5 pick. So we got the top 5 right. JJ, Eckler, CMC, Bijan, and Jamar Chase. That's kind of how it went. Yep. And just in a different order or whatever. But Barkley, JT, Nick Chubb, also first-round picks. I do have Nick Chubb here as my 7th best player. JT is my 9th best player. Probably should move Cooper Kupp and Tyreek Hill higher in your half PPR rankings. Like Tyreek Hill goes at 9, 10. And if this guy is going to collect Cooper Kupp here at the back end at 11, that is a massive value. So good pick there for him, Cooper Kupp. I want to see who else is popping in my rankings here. It looks like Tony Pollard should be a late first-round pick. And then it looks like we're going to rotate into some receivers here in the second round. So I think we made the right call. If you're drafting on Yahoo and in a half PPR league, you probably want to make sure you grab one of these stud running backs. Again, I had how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I had 8 running backs ranked in my top 12 flexes here for my projections. And whoa, we get crazy here with Mark Andrews at number 12. If you guys are watching at home, if you've done any Yahoo drafts, have you seen Mark Andrews go this high? This seems a little crazy to me, but interesting. I wish they had, do they have a dark mode here? There we go. There's dark mode for you guys. Launch your draft in presenter mode. Great for draft parties. Maybe we'll. What's curious what this is? Presenter mode. Interesting. Okay, that's kind of cool too. I'll kind of keep flipping back to this, guys. Since we'll leave this up for the most part, and I like that it does tell us who just got drafted here at the top. So I'm going to keep filtering here. We'll have the updates here. Pretty nice little feature there from Yahoo. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit too for you guys. We'll leave it there. Let's see. Josh Jacobs, Derrick Henry, AJ Brown so far in the second round. It says 4 picks until my turn. Just curious who's best available here. It says Stephon Diggs, CeeDee Lamb, Devontae Adams, Tony Pollard sitting here. I did have Tony Pollard ranked pretty highly. Can we get this in dark mode too? There we go. Dark mode for everybody. And hey, if you guys are out there hanging out with us, don't forget to like the video. Subscribe if you guys are new to the channel. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. Probably not going to hit it anytime soon, but maybe by the start of football season we could hit it. But we shall see. There goes some receivers here. Devontae Adams and Stephon Diggs off the board here. We have 2 picks to go before our pick. Let's just kind of wait and see what we got going on here. And hey, I got a question for you guys. If you guys are in the lobby, do you use Drafter or Yahoo? Do you guys draft on ESPN? What is your website? So it's telling me Breece Hall, Travis Etienne, Garrett Wilson, Amon-Ra St. Brown. Who do I have here? My rankings say Garrett Wilson's my guy. So I'm going to grab Garrett Wilson here. I do like Breece Hall, but I think if I had to draft one player from the Jets, my head instantly goes to Garrett Wilson. So we lock in Garrett Wilson and Austin Eckler here. And let me just kind of show you. So again, these are my projections that I do on the fantasyfellowship.com. I filtered them by half PPR, which is what Yahoo is. And it's Garrett Wilson comes out as the 15th best flex player in these rankings. So I feel pretty good about that. We ended up getting him at pick 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. We get him at pick 20, which feels pretty good there. So I like the value there on Garrett Wilson in this. You see the first quarterback off the board. And man, the major look at all these running backs. All the streams that I've done so far for mock drafts have been ESPN full PPR. I have done a handful of underdog half PPR best ball streams, but I've never seen this many running backs go in the first 2 rounds. Typically, Breece Hall and ETN are 3rd and 4th. ETN sometimes a 4th round pick, so that's kind of interesting there. Garrett Wilson, in a lot of these streams that I do, he goes, in this turn of Cooper Kupp to Josh Jacobs at the end of the 1st and early 2nd. And then Jalen Waddle, that's a hell of a pick there too. I probably could have looked at Jalen Waddle. Where did Waddle come out in my rankings? Waddle, number 20 here. So I got a lot of running backs here. I think we're going to probably try and target Chris Olave here. It says we are next. Let me just go to the board. Ramondre, Devonta, Amon-Ra St. Brown at the beginning of round 3. We'll see what Nico does here. He needs a receiver. He should probably take a receiver here before he gets kind of stuck out of the wide receiver position. And he takes Najee Harris. Great for us. I think in this format, I think you can start 3 wide receivers. Chris Olave, the top player on the board. T. Higgins, K3, Hurts, Josh Allen. I'm going to go with Chris Olave here. I'm going to stick to my projections. And all of a sudden we got Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave, Austin Eckler. It's a pretty nice, well-rounded start. You start 2 wide receivers on Yahoo. We get 1 flex. So we'll see what we can jam in there in the flex. But I like this start. Again, Chris Olave for me, he was my 23rd ranked player. T. Higgins was a little bit lower for me. So it's a huge difference between the 2. I like Chris Olave a lot. We get Olave, my 23rd ranked player. We get Wilson, my 15th ranked player. And of course, Eckler was my 2nd ranked player. So we're having fun here in this 5 spot. And hey, if you guys are just joining the stream, don't forget to like the video. Subscribe if you are new to the channel. We're trying to hit that 1,000 subs, hopefully by the start of the fantasy football season. If not at some point during the season, that would be cool too. Let's get this thing monetized, guys. And then we can do more streams and just hang out. But moving through the 3rd round, you see a huge run of quarterbacks now. After I take Olave, you see Alexander Madison go round 3. T. Higgins, Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, Lamar Jackson, the nice little run there for QB, Kenneth Walker the third, and then our final pick of the third round. Man, oh man, Alexander Mattison that high. I don't know if I agree with it. I think right now, and if you've watched my streams before, you guys know I kind of like to hammer wide receivers. This guy likes to hammer tight ends. The Fish here getting Marky Mark and George Kittle. That's an interesting squad there, Mr. Fish. Not sure what his, and then he gets Joe Burrow. I don't know what his strategy is here. I don't really have a strategy going into this because, again, this is my first Yahoo mock of the year. And hey, if you're watching this and you need a Yahoo 10-man league, pick 8, let me know in the comments. Like I love doing custom mock drafts for you guys. If you need to do it on Sleeper, again, Yahoo, ESPN, let me know your league size, what pick you want. I'm totally down to cater to your mock draft, and especially if you know your position, it'd be really nice to see what we can brew up together with your league settings in there. But so far in the 4th round here, you got Joe Burrow, TJ Hawk, Aaron Jones, Dalvin Cook in the 4th round. That seems, again, it's June 24th as we record this. So if you're watching this in like August or something, things may be totally different. Maybe Dalvin Cook's got a team by then. I don't think if you're watching this in August and Dalvin Cook is still worth the 4th round pick, let me know in the comments. I don't think he will be. That seems like a bad one. Let's go ahead here. Cam Akers, a lot of running backs flying off the board. I'm glad we took Eckler when we did. Otherwise, we would have been kind of frozen out here. I'm coming back up on the clock here. There's Dobbins. Receivers are Amari Cooper, Debo, Keenan. I like a lot of the receivers here. It's my turn to draft. Something stuck out to me when I was looking at this. J.K. Dobbins, he was my 21st ranked player on this. He's going to get a ton of yards. I have him running for almost 1,300 yards this year. So we're going to take J.K. Dobbins to be our running back too. And in a half PPR setting, we kind of know he's not going to catch a lot of passes. But with new offensive coordinator Todd Monken, like that's going to be an emphasis. And it has been already in training camp. And who knows, I guess in mini camp. By training camp in late July, we might see Dobbins report and things are kind of, back on the right path for him in Baltimore. But man, oh man, I get where's he ranked in my running back rankings? In a half PPR setting, Dobbins is my RB11. And essentially in a half PPR league, you don't care about receptions that much. You just want guys that are going to catch the ball or guys that are going to run the ball and get a lot of volume. And Dobbins is that. Let's see. Chase Brown. Let's go now, my man. I'm in a Dynasty 1 QB league, start up with the 11th pick in a 12-team league. The league is on Sleeper. Oh. Is this a Dynasty startup? Wow. If that's a Dynasty startup, those are fun, man. And a 1 QB Dynasty startup. Yes. Okay, I'll try and find a way to do, I don't know, can you mock? I think you can mock draft on Sleeper with Dynasty mocks. But hold on, we're up to pick right now. It's telling me D-Hop, DJ Moore, Terry, Drake London. It's telling me all these guys are top available. I got 20 seconds real quick. I just want to see who pops in my model. David Montgomery's kind of popping here. He's my 34th ranked player. I'm just going to grab – I don't want to get froze out at the running back position. I have a feeling we're going to love the receivers the deeper we go. So I'm going to lock in Eckler, Dobbins, and David Montgomery, and we'll go from there. But, okay, so – Chase has got the 11th overall pick in a 12-team Dynasty league, and it's on Sleeper. Is that going to be full PPR there, my man? I need to get some Dynasty startup rankings on my website. I'm just curious to see what these guys got here. They're saying that, to take Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jalen Waddle. I think you're probably looking at a wide receiver. Oh, with tight end premium. Okay. So that's interesting because in a tight end premium, you want a good one, man. You want a Kyle Pitts. A sneaky one for me is Dallas Goedert or Pat Freiermuth. I think those guys are both going to flirt with 70 receptions this year and maybe for the next few seasons. So tight end premium's fun. I've never done a tight end premium league. I was in the Scott Fish Bowl last year. I don't know if you know what that is, but Tight end premium is a different animal. You want to make sure you get a guy that's getting minimum 60, 70 receptions. And I think Kyle Pitts qualifies. I think Goddard, all the usual suspects. But in a dynasty startup, I think I want one of those three for sure. Am I able? I mean, if you can get Garrett Wilson at 11, I think that is the ideal spot. And then, yeah, whew, yeah, I think we're on the same page. If you can do Wilson and Gibbs, and it looks like that's doable here. Again, these are fantasy pro rankings, so I don't know how good these are. Again, I would have to do some mock drafts, but maybe that's probably a good video idea. I think maybe I'll do a startup. Let's just have if I can find a way to mock it, I think Sleeper allows that. But they got Garrett Wilson at 9. Maybe somebody gets a little funky and he falls to you. Otherwise, I mean, if you can get Waddle, I'm cool with that. I don't know how you feel about Chris Olave. I'm all in on Chris Olave for this year and for the future. I think he's a fine consolation if you can't get Garrett Wilson. But yeah, man, Jahmyr Gibbs is looking really, really good there. So, and then, I mean, quarterbacks in a 1 QB league, that doesn't really bother me as much. If it was a super flex, then your first round would be pretty crazy. But we're back up to pick here, guys. So far, we got Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave, Austin Eckler, J.K. Dobbins, and David Montgomery. We got 20 seconds to make this pick. I've been drafting a lot of Brandon Ayuk. The running backs are kind of dead at this point here, so I think we need to start hammering wide receiver. I could take Kyle Pitts here, which could be kind of fun. I do like the tight ends later as we get down the list here too. So maybe I think I'm just gonna grab. Brandon Ayuk here to be on my bench. Did we get him? Yeah, we got Brandon Ayuk in the queue. So Ayuk's our first dude. If you can make sure you get Brandon Ayuk. Apparently, everything that I've read about the 49ers camp is like Ayuk was their camp MVP. And another cool little thing too is like, since it's a 1 QB league, like you could just wait for QB, man. You can sit tight, grab, dude. You can, if you have if say you did get Chris Olave, you can wait for Derek Carr and like Brock Purdy, and you can start to pair Olave and Ayuk's and things like that. So I'm excited for you. I had I'm in 2 big dynasty leagues that I really care about. We had our startups. One league is 2 years old, one's 3 years old. So we haven't had a startup draft in a while, but we're itching to do a third. We're going to call it probably our Fantasy Fellowship 3.0 draft, but I'm itching to get another dynasty startup draft. So I think we got similar taste, man. But yeah, I think you gave me I think I'm going to have to start doing some maybe a dynasty startup mock, and I'll try and get a friend or two to come on and comment with me. But I think we're kind of in the same thing. You're looking at that wheelhouse of wide receivers of, I mean, if you just need one, if you can get 2 of them, great. But I mean, I love Devonta. I love Olave. Amon-Ra St. Brown's fine. I like Waddle a lot, but Wilson's the dude, I think. Nice. Very nice. I think Superflex is like the future. It's my favorite. Superflex is my favorite format. I absolutely love the Superflex format. It makes things so different. Like, you really have to prioritize that quarterback. You have to get at least one stud, and then you can either, grab another stud, or you have to wait, you get 2 quality guys that can mix in. But let me do kind of a recap here. We missed out on some of the tight ends here. I would have loved to get Kyle Pitts, maybe, or Darren Waller on the comeback here. We missed on Dallas Goedert, but there's still some tight ends out there that I like. But so far through 6 rounds, we're on the clock right now. We just missed Pat Frymouth now. Dang it. We got 3 pretty good running backs, 3 pretty good wide receivers. Let's see who's best available here. It's saying Godwin. I like Christian Watson. I love Christian Kirk. I like Treylon Burks. Chase, make sure you get Treylon Burks in your startup draft. Like, that's he is insane. I think I'm gonna grab Christian Watson here just to continue to drive home wide receiver depth. I want to look at the tight end room. I mean, again, another dynasty guy for you, Chase, is Chig Okonkwo. I'm in love with Chig Okonkwo. I don't find myself drafting a lot of Dalton Kincaid. I think for a rookie tight end sleeper, it's probably Sam Laporta. You can get him a lot cheaper. He's a really fun pick for me right now. But I think in a half PPR league, we're gonna run 0 tight end here and just let that be our weak spot. As far as quarterbacks go here, let's see. Can I minimize this? Yeah, we need a quarterback. I mean, I'd be totally fine. We got Olave, we got Garrett Wilson. I mean, we could wait for freaking Aaron Rodgers. We can wait for Derek Carr. I think I'm okay with some of these old geezers here. I would like a rushing upside QB though. But I think at the moment I care more about building out the rest of my team. But we'll kind of go back to this view here. Tight ends went early in this league. Oh my goodness. And Chase, I don't know if you do. I'm squarely in best ball season right now. Like, I'm drafting so many best ball teams, and that's kind of what all of my thoughts and focus and ADP mind goes to. But to see David Njoku, Pat Frymouth in the 7th round of a half PPR league blows my mind. These guys are 9th and 10th round picks in best ball formats right now. So if people are reaching on tight end here, one, I don't like it. I almost would rather have taken Travis Kelce with my first pick, but that's okay. We're gonna end up getting a pretty good tight end. I want to show you something too, something that kind of blew my mind when I did it. So these are my projections here, and I'll zoom back in a second. I'm gonna show you the points per game for half PPR tight ends. Let's type in the equation here. I'm going to divide by 16 and a half games just because you can't count on everybody to play full season. Now, the difference between Travis Kelce and like tight end 2 is pretty ginormous. Here, let me freeze. Okay. I can't. 1 second. Let me freeze these columns. Okay. So Travis Kelce, oops, sorry. All right. So in a points per game setting, the column right here, I mean, I got Kelce averaging about 14 points per game in a half PPR format, and then it dips down to about 11 for Mark Andrews. 9, I have 5 tight ends averaging about 9 points. That's Hawkinson, Waller, Goddard, Kyle Pitts. Technically, I have Pat Frymouth averaging about 9 points, Chico Conquo averaging about 8 points. But like the difference between TJ Hawkinson at 9.5 points to tight end Tyler Higbee here at 7.6, it's like 2 points. It's not even that great. To me, I would rather hammer some of these tight ends. Like I got Taysom Hill in a half PPR league. Give me Tyler Higbee. Give me Gerald Everett. So we'll be fine at tight end. But anyways, starting to see some defenses come off the board here in the 8th round. This is just crazy. This is why I don't do a lot of Yahoo drafts. But Chico Conquo, great pick there. We're gonna wait. We're gonna wait for Taysom Hill. If you guys play half PPR settings, Taysom Hill should be a top 10 tight end priority for you guys. Basically, if you're watching this and you're on Yahoo, do not leave your drafts without Mr. Taysom Hill. Let me see what kind of junk they're giving us. Treylon Burks here, guys. Let's draft Treylon here to be one of our bench receivers. And at this point now, I just want to continue to just build my wide receiver and my running back depth here. We got Eckler, Dobbins, and Monty. Receivers are pretty sick. We got Garrett Wilson, Olave, Ayuk, Watson, Burks. If you notice here, I'm taking like all 2nd and 3rd year wide receivers. I want young players. Yeah, ESPN's my mainstay, and I would say, I mean, I've been playing Dynasty, I think, for 4 years now. And I'm itching to get a new league going, my man. It's so fun. But yeah, my mainstay, my most important leagues right now are Superflex 12-team leagues, full PPR. Absolutely wild. Last year I had Jalen Hurts on my team, but I misfired on Justin Herbert, so I didn't have the sexy 2 QB. But we hit pretty good on Hurts last year. He was a 1st round pick for me in Superflex. Superflex drafts are super fun. Like they're impossible to predict because everyone's got different thoughts on quarterbacks. So the drafts get pretty wild in a Superflex draft. But hey, this mock draft's kind of getting out of hand here. We got defenses flying off the board. I'm getting guys like AJ Dillon, James Cook, Jahan Dotson, George Pickens. I'm getting so much value here at the wide receiver position. Sure, give me George Pickens. I don't care at this point. All right, yes. Now who's crazy for not taking him? Jalen Hurts is kind of the future mold of the position. I'm super excited about Anthony Richardson, Chase. If you can get him on your team for cheap, I don't know how excited or how savvy your new startup league mates are, but my my feeling about Anthony Richardson is that he's going to be somewhere. He's like a blend of Jalen Hurts and Lamar Jackson. Like I think he's more athletic than Jalen Hurts, but he's kind of the size of Jalen Hurts, where he's got that Lamar Jackson finesse to him. He could be really special with his legs. And man, oh man, like if the Colts get him some more weapons in the passing game, I mean, I think Pittman's gonna be fine, but he's a free agent. They need to make sure they surround Anthony Richardson with some talent because we've seen what's happened to Lamar Jackson. Like he's got Mark Andrews, which is great. They finally gave him some receivers that are respectable. It's a good group of receivers for him. They just got to continue to surround Richardson with some talent. So I love Dynasty talk here. Maybe I need more Dynasty content on this channel. I get some of that requests. And QB2, man, QB2 is fine. It can be a carousel. I mean, I think this year if you can draft. I like Bryce Young, CJ Stroud. I actually am totally fine with waiting for some of those guys. Yeah, Zach Wilson is we're up to pick here. Let me make this pick right now. James Cook, Jahan Dotson, Bateman, Elijah Moore, Jordan Addison, Gabe Davis. I need a quarterback, but these Yahoo drafts are wild. We got 10 seconds to do the job. I'm a fan of James Cook. I think in a full PPR though, I like him a little bit more. I'm gonna collect Jahan Dotson because that's been kind of my theme here. If you look at the squad, I mean, what would this squad be in a dynasty draft, Chase? I mean, we got Eckler, but we got Garrett Wilson, Olave, Dobbins, Montgomery, and then look at these young receivers: Ayuk, Watson, Burks, Pickens, Dotson. I'm done drafting wide receivers. We're gonna have enough meat on the bone there. I have 3 good running backs. I think essentially I only need about 3 or 4 good running backs on a redraft squad because I can build through the waiver wire and make trades or whatever. Mixing again with my first round pick. To be honest, the first round picks this year don't really excite me all that much. We got a pick to make here. I'm just gonna grab a quarterback. Give me Aaron Rodgers because we're stacking him with Garrett Wilson. Let me just queue up a couple other tight ends. Man, they don't even have Taysom Hill ranked that high. Oh my goodness. Yahoo. This is bad, Yahoo. This is really bad. My projections have Taysom Hill coming out as tight end 13. That's bad. In hindsight, Mixon is an interesting case. If we just need him to avoid any legal troubles this year. I think the rumor with him is he needs to take a pay cut to stay with the Bengals this year. I'm not sure if that's happening anytime soon, but assuming you tried to go in for an all-in move last year with Mixon, it probably made sense. But it's okay. This year I traded out of the first round. I sent some picks away to get into the first round in 2024. It looks like that draft's going to be pretty popping. So I moved into that draft. I'm not super excited about all the rookies this year, but it should be fine. I grabbed Jonathan Mingo and a bunch of running backs in the second and third round. So if you can just accumulate some running backs, that's probably the best way to go. We're back up to pick it here again. Let me see who's top available. Nico Collins. Running backs are junk here. What do they got at tight end for me? Kincaid, Schultz. I'll grab Dalton Schultz, tight end 1. I think he's going to be fine. CJ Stroud's going to pummel him with targets. Man, oh man, these Yahoo drafts are wild. Okay. Yeah, so like I don't think you're missing out on anything. I would feel just fine with that. You probably did. Mixon probably elevated you and made you a threat there to win the championship. So it's totally cool. Quarterback still available here. Derek Carr. I don't know if I need another QB. We do have Aaron Rodgers, but I could grab another one. They don't even have Brock Purdy. Oh my God, Yahoo. I'm kind of embarrassed right now. Like this is not a good mock draft video here. I'm gonna grab Jalen Warren. He's a guy that I want to make sure anyone that's watching my videos, I want Chase, make sure you draft Jalen Warren this year. Because one, I don't trust Najee Harris to stay healthy for a full season. He's been getting a lot of volume the last couple of years. It seems like he could be wearing down. I don't think he's that good. I think they want to get Jalen Warren more involved. And man, oh man, this is such a weird. I want Taysom Hill. I'm not even going to draft a defense or a kicker. This is just crazy to me that they don't have Taysom Hill that high. Let me just show you something too. Last year in half PPR, yeah, I love Jalen Warren. Guys, last year in half PPR settings, and to be honest, I hate half PPR. I don't. That's why I don't like to play it. But last year in half PPR, Taysom Hill was QB, or he was tight end 6, and he only caught 9 passes. It's not going to feel good starting him every week, but he's as good as a bet as anybody. Yeah, go for it. Are you on Twitter, Chase? There, you can always send me stuff on Twitter, and especially during the season, like Twitter is the easiest place to. I mean, I'm pretty good at responding to comments, but the Twitter, I get the notifications right away, and I'm able to respond and have a little bit better of a conversation app. So if you're on Twitter, that would be the easiest way to send it. But otherwise, this mock draft is pretty rough. If I had to pick a defense here, the fact that YAHOO, this is really bad, YAHOO. All these defenses went off the board here, and they're not even taking the Saints. Oh, perfect. Okay, I remember now. Yeah, go ahead and send me your items there. We'll take a peek at it later. You should be, if you played a league with defenses, you guys should be drafting the Saints defense this year. They have the easiest schedule on paper. I'll take them as one of my last picks. Basically, I'm telling you the Saints are in for a really good 2023. I think they're the clear winner of the NFC South. Softest schedule in the league this year. Derek Carr, offense is getting better. Defense is improved. I think you want yeah, I'm sometimes my mind slips, man. I'm sorry. But for sure, send it to me when we're done with this video. My walk-off pick here is going to be Taysom Hill. If you play half PPR, God bless you. You should be taking Taysom Hill with your draft. Every half PPR draft, please take Taysom Hill. I'm not even going to draft a kicker because I don't like giving you guys kicker advice. But interesting team here. And again, I'm going to do more YAHOO picks, more YAHOO drafts, but YAHOO needs to get this stuff dialed in. Did we miss on Taysom Hill? There he is. All right, guys. Draft is done. Thank God. This was brutal. I'll just kind of do a recap here for you guys. Austin Eckler at the 1, Garrett Wilson round 2, followed by Chris Olave round 3, running backs, J.K. Dobbins and David Montgomery rounds 4 and 5. And then look at all the receiver value here. Brandon Ayuk, Christian Watson, Traylon Burks, George Pickens, Jahan Dotson. I get it. Most of these guys are probably auto drafting at some point here, which kind of makes it a little ugly. Perfect. I'll take it. Let's look at it in a second here, my man. There's Aaron Rodgers, our QB1, Dalton Schultz, tight end 1, Jalen Warren, a running back depth piece. Make sure you get New Orleans Saints defense this year. And then if you play in half PPR league, please draft Taysom Hill this season. Let me see what we got here, Mr. Chase. There we go. All right. Oh, I got to do some zoomage in here. Can I not zoom in on this? All right. I'll do my best to kind of yeah, thank you, man. I appreciate you. Jalen Hurts, QB1, Joe Mixon, Tony Pollard. So we like the running backs. Pittman and Jalen Waddle is great. I love Dalton Schultz. You got Kyle Pitts in the flex. That is a flex. Samaje Perine, fantastic this year. Mike Williams and super flex and Gabe Davis. Interesting. Darnold, Minshew, okay. Zach Wilson. Hold on to Fournette, Zay Jones, Nico. I like Rondale Moore a lot. And then the bench here is Josh Palmer, Taxi Squad, Kate Otten, Romeo Dobbs, Dameon Pierce. You got a sick taxi squad. We got to get some of these guys moved up. I mean, if you can make a move to get somebody, I guess in your draft, man, is there going to be any veterans that you can grab here? if you had to package some guys, I guess we can talk trades here. But it's a good squad. It's just missing a QB2, and we can find that, man. You can easily make a trade and get a QB2. So we'll talk more on the side there, Chase. Thank you for hanging out with me for this draft. This was a ugly Yahoo draft. I'm gonna try and do more here, but again, Yahoo is not my forte. But anyways, have a good rest of your afternoon, guys. We'll see you in a future video. Take it easy. Peace.